When I saw this rumor start picking up steam again, my stomach dropped a little bit. Because this isn't just about a player. This is about identity. This is about the core of what we've built over the last few years. And now, with everything changing around this team, it feels like we're standing at one of those crossroads moments. The kind that can define the next 5 seasons for the Miami Dolphins. Something big is being discussed behind the scenes. Something that could completely reshape this offense as we know it. And depending on how you feel about it, it's either smart long-term business or it's playing with fire during a Super Bowl window. And the craziest part? It actually makes sense from both sides. Before we break all of this down, do me a quick favor. If you're a real Dolphins fan who rides through the highs and the heartbreaks, hit that like button. Subscribe to Dolphins Nation Report. We're a brand new channel trying to hit our first 100 subscribers. If you bleed aqua and orange like I do, this is the place for real talk. All right, let's talk about what's really going on here. The rumor out there right now is that if the Miami Dolphins decide to move on in 2026, there are 3 serious landing spots being floated for Jalen Waddle. And yeah, just saying that out loud feels weird. First, let's talk about why this is even being discussed. We've got new leadership in town. John Eric Sullivan comes over from the Green Bay Packers organization as the new general manager, and Jeff Hafley steps in as head coach. New regime, new philosophy, new long-term vision. And when new regimes take over, they evaluate everything differently. Waddle will be 28 years old in 2026. That's not ancient, but for a speed-based wide receiver, you're not talking about a rookie deal anymore. His cap hits are scheduled to rise significantly after this season. And if you're Sullivan, trying to reshape the roster, maybe reset the cap structure, maybe rebalance the offense, this might be your last chance to maximize trade value, especially when reports say he was at least somewhat available at last year's trade deadline under the previous regime. That part matters. This isn't coming out of nowhere. So if, and I still say if, they pulled the trigger, where could he land? The first name that pops up is the Washington Commanders. Now that one surprised me at first, but when you really think about it, it makes sense. Washington traded for Deebo Samuel last offseason, and while he brought value, their receiver group overall struggled. Terry McLaurin, who only played 10 games, still finished 3rd on the team in total targets. That tells you everything you need to know about their depth and consistency. They also brought in a new receivers coach this offseason, Wes Welker. And yeah, that Wes Welker, the former NFL slot machine who was on the Dolphins coaching staff back in 2022. There's a connection there. There's familiarity. And more importantly, the Commanders should be doing everything possible to help Jaden Daniels develop. Young quarterback, rookie contract window, you surround him with explosive playmakers. Waddle in that offense, that would instantly change their spacing and short area separation game. Then you've got the Denver Broncos. This one feels real interesting. Let's keep talking Dolphins. There's no coaching tie here, but there is a personal one. Waddle is tight with Broncos cornerback Pat Surtain too. That's one of his closest friends in the league. And sometimes when players have a say, and don't think they don't, that matters. From a football standpoint, Denver actually makes a ton of sense. Bo Nix has lacked a true quick separation weapon in his first 2 seasons. Sean Payton loves getting the ball out fast. He needs a receiver who can win immediately off the line and create after the catch. That's literally Waddle's game. And here's the financial part that makes it realistic. The Broncos finally have the Russell Wilson dead cap off the books this offseason. That frees them up to be aggressive. And according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, They actually looked into this idea during the 2025 season. That tells you it's not just fantasy talk. There was smoke already. And then there's the Tennessee Titans. They're not the flashy contender on this list, but they might actually be the most logical. They've got a young quarterback in Cam Ward. They've got cap space. They've got a strong coaching staff. And they're thinking long-term. Yes, they already have Calvin Ridley. But adding Waddle next to him? That completely changes how defenses play them. That gives Ward a legitimate dynamic weapon who can take a 5-yard slant and flip the field. And here's where it gets interesting. Brian DeBole was actively trying to trade for Waddle before last year's deadline when he was with the Giants. Now he's in Tennessee. You don't chase a player like that and suddenly forget about him. Now here's the part where I put my fan hat fully on. Trading Jalen Waddle is not just a football decision. It's emotional. This offense has been built on speed, timing, chemistry. He's been a massive part of that identity. When he's healthy and rolling, it's pick your poison for defenses. You can't double everybody. But I also understand the other side. New GM, new coach, big cap numbers coming, age creeping toward that 30 mark. If you believe you're about to retool the roster and you think you can get premium draft capital back, maybe a first rounder, maybe more, this is the moment to do it. Because once that cap number fully hits and production dips even slightly, the leverage disappears. The real question is this: are we still in a true Super Bowl window right now? If Sullivan and Hafley believe this roster can win it all as constructed, you don't touch him. If they believe we need to reset parts of this thing to build a longer runway, then yeah, this becomes a business decision. And that's what makes this so tense. This isn't some random rumor about a depth player. This is about a foundational piece, a tone setter, a guy who's been part of the heartbeat of this offense. If he stays, it means the Dolphins are pushing chips in for now. If he goes, it means we're entering a different phase, one built on cap flexibility, draft capital, and a new regime's blueprint. Either way, this offseason just got a whole lot more interesting. And listen, I want to hear from you. Would you trade him if the offer was strong enough? Or is that a move you just can't make in the middle of a championship window? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's really talk about this. And if you're rocking with Dolphins Nation Report, hit that like button, subscribe, and help us get to our first 100 subscribers. This channel is for fans who want honest opinions, not corporate press conference talk. If you love the Dolphins and you want real conversation, you're in the right place. Let's see where this goes.